we're starting to go closer and closer to a buyer's market here in Reno and Sparks in Northern Nevada. But how close are we getting? I'm Garrett Stewart, your real estate agent for Keller Williams in Northern Nevada. Let's dive in and take a look. Starting out first with median sales price. So we saw back in June, we hit the second highest median sales price ever for Reno and Sparks. We did come back down a little bit, so we came back just under that 600 threshold, a little over $599,000 there. So we did see it come down a little bit. I wasn't really anticipating it to go much higher, but sometimes things surprise us. So we'll take a look at our days to contract. So we look at days to contract because it's telling us how quickly homes are selling. And this is one of the first signs that maybe the market's kind of slowing down a little bit. We see that last year in July, it was 16 days to contract. Compare that to now, and we're at 30 days to contract. So homes are taking almost double the amount of time than they did same month last year. So we're definitely seeing just things taking a little bit longer. Homes are still selling, and we'll get to that. We've sold more homes this year versus last year, but they're just, buyers are a little bit more hesitant, we're seeing. Now, in terms of days to contract by price point, you can see in this graph here that you can, surprisingly, that $400,000 price point there has actually had the biggest jump, more than doubled from 14 to 31 days to contract, and all the rest did go up though. So kind of interesting just to see the different price points, whether you're a seller or buyer, what you're interested in, how long that may be. Now, one thing that we're really watching and what's causing this is our inventory, and then followed up with our new listings and our sold listings. So taking a look at here, the dark portion of the graph is our inventory. It did edge up just a little bit more, but you can see it's been coming up. Jumping over to our new listings, kind of the white bar in the middle there, you can see that dropped down just a little bit, probably peaked out. We usually kind of peak out this time of year. And then we see the sold listings dropped as well compared to last month. So kind of just starting to edge off, but we'll take a look at the inventory a little bit more. You can just see that little swoop in there, and you can see though, like I said, we're the highest inventory we've had for a while since pre-COVID. Now taking a look at if you're a seller, how many homes are in your price point for competition, or if you're a buyer, how many homes are currently available to choose from in your price point. And you can see that, most of these they're kind of somewhat up, somewhat down, or stay pretty close to the same. Not too much of a difference. The 300 to 400 almost stayed the exact same from 33 to 32 properties versus 400 to 500,000 went from 146 to 164, so just a little bit more there. Taking a look at the month supply of inventory, and this is one of our biggest indicators of are we heading towards a buyer's market or seller's market. The higher the number, the more closer to buyer's market we are. So we are seeing that edge up still, continuing to 2.9 month supply of inventory. I would say once we hit that 5 month supply, that's when we consider it more of a neutral market, but we are very much seeing in some markets more of a buyer's market and some good opportunities for buyers out there to negotiate some great deals for some sellers that, they need to get their home sold and making things work. Want to see where we are compared to previous years and how we're on track. So from year to date, this is from January to July of 2025, January to July of 2024, comparing. We are selling, or we had more listings pop on the market the last couple of years, just the last two, because those have been our slower markets since once interest rates went up. So you can see we have had more inventory come on the market because of that. Now, closed sales, this is more important than the new listings because this is telling us homes that are going under contract and selling. And you can see we are ahead of that as well over the last 2 years. Still got a ways to go to get back to normal though. And a lot of what's holding that back is just interest rates. One thing to note though, here at it's just the beginning of August right now. Interest rates just hit their lowest rate in about 10 months now. So if you are a buyer kind of sitting on the sidelines, might be a good opportunity to get in the door now, because we don't know, are interest rates going to continue to go downward or where they're at, but with sellers willing to make some good deals and buyers, or with interest rates going a bit down, could be a good opportunity. Now let's take a look at the pending sales by month. So this is more of our forecast of what's going to happen in the market. You can see we did go up compared to last month. So we did see pending sales continue to go upward. We want to see that number go up. When we start seeing it go downward in the summertime, it makes us a little bit nervous. So we are probably about almost peaked out for the summer now, but we are still seeing many homes selling. So we haven't seen them fall off a cliff or anything like that, but homes are taking longer to sell. Now taking a look at our pending sales by the price range, again, how long is it or how many homes are going pending, and seeing what the demand is in the different price ranges. Most interesting one here, the white bars are for July, and then the darker bars are from June. Look at that 500 to 600 saw the biggest gain of pending sales. So we saw a lot more interest, it seems like, in that price point in July. Now this is a new slide I added in because I was kind of looking at numbers. With homes taking longer to sell and they're sitting on the market a little bit longer, I wanted to see at the current market how many homes. So right before filming this, I went into the MLS and took a look, and there's 1,121 homes on the market as of August 6th. Now, because of that, you look at how many have been on the market for how long, and you can see 759 properties have been on the market for over 30 days. So that's over about 2/3 of all properties on the market have been sitting on the market for over a month. You take a look, and how about 60 plus days? Well, we're just almost a half of the homes on the market have been sitting on the market for 2 months. And what about 90 days? 29%. So just under 1/3 of all properties on the market have been sitting on the market for 3 months. So, if you are a seller out there and you're kind of feeling that pain of, hey, my home's been sitting on the market, a lot of people have been talking to a lot of agents, and we're seeing that happen in the market where homes are just sitting a bit longer. We've kind of been spoiled over the last, pre-2022, we've had a kind of a strong market, and now we've kind of, that rubber band is pulling back, and we're kind of feeling that strain on it. So, I think this is a short time pain, but we're going to come out even stronger, I think, truly. So one last new graph, and this was the most interesting, and this is one that's going to be worth watching, making sure there's no big changes on it or corrections, but this is what's considered unsold listings. These are listings that have either what's considered expired. So if you had like a listing contract with your agent for 6 months and those 6 months expired, then it comes off the market. If you decide to just take your home off the market, same thing, that's called withdrawn listing, that's it, or canceled listing. So if it was one of those types of taking your property off the market, that's considered an unsold listing. And look at, this is 10 years, and you can see, on average each month, sometimes some of the peaks previous years, went a little bit above 50 or so, unsold. Look at that for this month for July. Went over 100 properties were unsold that came off the market. They just didn't sell. So we are seeing a lot more of that in this moment, in this market. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and this might be something we track here for the time being, because that's something to really watch for those sellers out there, for those buyers out there looking for opportunities as well. Might be a good opportunity. So let's dive into the hyper-local market, starting with Reno. Hey, just dropped down just a little bit, $635,000 median sales price. We had saw new listings drop a little bit for the area, down to 360 new homes still hit the market, and we saw sales at 274. Let's jump over to Sparks, $550,000 median sales price. It dropped down just a little bit, with inventory down a little bit as well, and that days to contract, 21 days. So Actually, it went down a little bit for Sparks compared to Reno, but 123 homes sold last month. Heading to our capital of Carson City, $504,450. That is down a little bit. Inventory, we saw 112 properties available, and with 46 closed. That was an increase for July. Let's take a look at Fernley, and you can see $399 for median sales price. That is up year over year, but did go down a little bit from last month. Our inventory sitting at 87 homes on the market there, 35 sold. Heading down to Minden, Gardnerville areas, and $638,500 median sales price. I have 172 homes on the market down there, and 50 homes sold in July. So that is up year over year and month over. Back to Reno Sparks with condos and townhomes, $315,000 median sales price, went up a little bit. We saw that big drop. I think it was our last video. We did see it drop a bit. So we saw it kind of come back up a little bit. 367 properties on the market right now, with 90 selling in July. So something to be interesting to watch out for. We're going to keep an eye on this. If you have questions about the real estate market, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, investing here in Northern Nevada, reach out to me. Send me a text. Give me a call. Send me an email. Put in the comments below. Let me know, and I'm happy to just chat with you, let you know kind of what we're thinking. But there are some good opportunities out there, especially for the buyers right now. And homes are still selling. We are still seeing homes sell within the first couple of weeks. So don't let this be doom and gloom, but it is something to watch, and I want to be honest with you of where the pattern is going. So be sure to hit that like button, helps the YouTube algorithm get to more people, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and of course watch my other videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.